welcome to today's session. Let us start by giving you all a quick brief on what Octanet is. So, Tech Octanet is a budding startup headquartered in Bhubaneswar, specializing in IT solutions across diverse sectors including e-commerce, real estate, automation, and personalized business application. Our primary focus is to provide affordable services to startups, aiding them into their digital initiatives. In addition to our core services, we are expanding into the corporate training sector, aiming to equip future corporate employees with a solid foundation. We also address student needs by identifying academic project requirements, internship opportunities, and offering comprehensive solutions. We are proud to be incorporated as an organization with the Ministry of Corporate Affairs, registered with MSME, and approved by AICTE for internship programs. Also, our commitment to quality is underscored by ISO 9001 2015 certification, ensuring that every project we undertake reaches highest standards of excellence. Okay, thank you so much. That was all. Let us now stage our instructor and start today's session.
Good evening, guys. I'm welcoming you all to the Java development workshop. I just want to ask a couple of questions to you guys. So, guys, am I audible? Can anyone respond to the chat? Good evening, all. So, can anyone let me know if I'm audible or is there any glitch in my audio? Thank you, Kritika. Thank you, Pratik. Okay. Yeah, such a, energetic team I have. Sandhya, Marshi, Subhashish. Okay. CKV. Okay. Thank you, guys. So, that much Josh we have. Okay. So, good evening, everybody. And let's wait for a couple of minutes and then, we'll begin this workshop. And in order to introduce myself, I'm Kirtana and I'm a Java developer. So first of all, I'll be showing you what and all we'll be covering in this 4 days of workshop, and then we'll be stepping ahead with our first class. Okay, in the mean time, I just want you people to let me know how many of you know any of the programming languages. Like I just want to know your knowledge on programming language and stuff, so that it will be helpful for me in order to handle the concepts. So if you have good knowledge on the computer basics, programming basics, then while explaining things, I'll be moving ahead faster. For example, if you already know what is meant by a variable, it doesn't make any sense of explaining you what is a variable, right? So I just want you people to let me know if you have any prior knowledge on any of the programming languages like Python, C, C++, or if you know a bit of Java, anything. Or I mean, let me know even if you don't have any knowledge on programming stuffs. And guys, so this is not something like like a classroom teaching, or it is not something like I'm a teacher, you are my students, we have to in the sense be very strict in our topics. No. Okay, so the thing here is think this of a discussion which you're having with our friend. Okay, so I'll also learn many things from you guys and you'll also learn things from me. Okay, but we must ensure that we are maintaining the decorum. Okay, so you can feel free to ask any kind of doubts, like if your doubts are very silly or when it comes to the concepts or when it comes to any of the programming things and languages, like you people can let me know in the chat. Okay, so this is something like a discussion, I'm not going to judge you people. Okay, so don't be don't have any kind of thinking like that. So I just want you people to let me know in the chat if you have any prior knowledge on programming stuffs or not. If not, means you can let me know, so that I'll be explaining each and every concept more detailing. And if you're not, I mean, if you're unable to follow any concept, then and there you can ask. Okay, so I'll be explaining you the things. So guys, can you drop your knowledge in the chat? Basic Java and Python. Okay, good, Pratik. I mean, I said good because you responded, no? Okay. And I also want to know, like your stream of study. I mean, what is your stream of study which you're having in your college, or it will be helpful for me if you're telling you which semester or which year you belongs to, which year, final year or third year, second year, something like that. And only Pratik is answering. What about others, guys? Let's get into the discussion. This conversation without any graphical view will cause many to lose interest. Okay. I'm just asking because I said no. Let's wait everybody to join and then I'll be continuing with the class. Don't worry. We'll be seeing more stuffs. And if you want some kind of, visual, you here's something for you, Mr. What's his name? Ernest. Anyways, if I'm presenting also, this is going to be my screen. C and C++, okay. Second year. Ernest, can you let me know what is your knowledge on programming things? Mm, okay, basic Java. Okay. No knowledge. Okay. From basics. Okay. Okay, Rahul, don't worry. We'll learn everything here. Okay. Ernest, can you, respond like what is your knowledge on programming things? How much do you know? Do you know any languages, or do you know any computer programming? Manshi. Okay. Okay, guys. Okay. So don't worry. Some people, they need to learn much from the basics. So let's go with the things. Okay. And yeah, this is going to be your lesson plan. The concepts which we'll be covering in, the 4 days. Okay, so first of all, like, we'll be seeing the basic concepts. Like today it will be a theoretical session only. There won't be much of programming stuffs because today we'll be seeing what and all the features that is available in Java, and we'll be dealing more about how JVM works, because whenever you are writing a program, okay, means you should know how it actually executes in your system. Okay, so that is the reason behind learning how JVM works and all. And after that we'll be learning the structure of a simple Java program, how its structure will be, and what and all the keywords and terms which we are going to use when it comes to a Java program. And we'll be seeing about variables and data types, as well as operators. Control structures in the sense, like, it is, it is the concept where we are going to control the operations that is going to take place in an iterative manner. Okay. And then methods, if people from other programming languages, what is a function, right? So here we'll be calling it as a method. And array, strings, oops concepts is one of the basic pillar in Java. So the last day we'll be dealing with oops concept. Okay. And here is the detailed summary. Okay. Yes. Okay. So let me start today's session. Okay. So today, as I have said, we are going to deal only with the theoretical part. I'll try to make things much more interesting. Okay. So don't worry if you're getting any sleep. Tell me in the chat itself, so that we'll be moving on to any coding kind of things. Okay. And also in between, I'll be letting you people. Guys, how many of you are preparing for interview kind of things? Let me. Okay, Piyush, advanced Java as well. Okay, okay. Guys, let me know, like, how many people are preparing for your interviews. Okay, so in between, I'll be telling you more on DSA and how actually the interview process is. Okay, so yes, so now we'll be seeing some basic introduction of what is Java. Actually, Java is a programming language as well as it is a platform. Okay, so programming language means, we know it is a high level language with which we'll be writing the code in order to perform some kind of computation and calculations. Okay, or in order to solve a particular problem, whether it could be a real time problem, or it could be a problem, something like a coding one. Okay. um yes, so it is developed by the Sun Microsystems and it was developed in the year 1995. So it is known as object oriented programming language. So why it is called as object oriented programming language? Because in Java everything it like comes under the concept of class and object. So class and object will, these are the two important terms when it comes to Java, because in Python, or in some other language like C++, directly we'll be giving, in Python, we'll be directly giving the print statement as print the statement or the content which needs to be printed, right? But in, in Java, if you want to, print a simple statement also, you have to write it inside a class and inside a, a main method, okay? And I'll be telling you what is a main method as well. So main method or main function, it is available in every Java file. So the execution of your Java program will be happening only from the main method, okay? So main method, the content, the block which is present in the main method will be executed for the very first time, okay? And the person who invented Java was James Gosling, so he is termed as the father of Java. Before Java, its name was Oak, but already the Oak name was already registered, so they have changed it to Java. And I have said it as programming language and a platform, right? So programming language, in the sense, it is used to solve the problems, real world problems, okay? And it also acts as a platform, because Java is, it is platform independent, okay? Platform independent in the sense, like, for example, let's take I'll take the name of the person who answered me very first. Yes, Lokesh, you can ask me that question. I think Kritika only. Yeah, Kritika. So, assume that myself and Kritika are very best friends, okay? And the thing here is, our teacher, he has asked us to develop a project, okay? The thing here is, I'm using Windows OS and she is using Mac OS, okay? So we are a team of two, so we are going to develop a project with the help of Java programming language. For example, I'm going to make use of Spring Boot and all those things as well, okay? Or let's take a simple Java program, okay? So he's giving me some DSA question, okay? And we want to find a solution for that, okay? Um, so I have said that Java is platform independent, right? So in the sense, like, we can execute the same Java code in two different operating systems. For example, let's take, we are building, myself and Kritika is building a project using Java, and our OSs are different. Mine is Windows and hers is Mac, okay? Now we both are having practicals at the same time, so we want to demonstrate our project, okay? So what happens is that uh, a single Java code is enough. So for example, let's take, she's writing the Java code, okay, and she's running, she's executing it in the Mac OS. So the same Java code, I can use it in my Windows also without any modifications. It will also be executed in my Windows OS. So in the sense, like, write once and run anywhere. WORA rule, it is followed by Java, in the sense, like, the script or the logic needs to be written only once, and it can be executed n number of times in any OS, okay? So these are all the things, actually, what I meant by telling Java acts as a platform as well, okay? And it is platform independent. And these are all these features of Java. And I mean, there are more features, but still these are the key important aspects. It is very simple in the sense, like I have come across some memes, okay, stating that learning DSA using Java is something like feeling, like it's something like a hell, right? So I don't know how many of you have seen that meme. But actually the truth is, I don't know how many of you know Python, okay? Of course, Python is quite very simple, because this there is not much more syntaxes that needs to be taken care of. For example, whenever you are declaring a variable, just you can give in Python a is equal to 5 and print a, that's completely fine, right? But when it comes to Java, you have to declare the data type of the variable, and then only you can initialize things, and then only you can print. So of course, like the syntax is very very simple in Python, okay, but Java is similar to Python only, because Java contains more, it contains more predefined libraries which we can make use of it. We do have collections in Java, which actually helps us to implement linked list, hash set, hash map, tree set, priority queue, stack, everything. Okay. So the thing here is we do have many predefined functions, methods, and libraries for executing our code, for executing our logic, for implementing our logic. So it is something related to Python. So what and all the things you can do with the Python, you can also proceed with Java as well. Okay, so Java is quite simple. The thing here is you have to be very clear with the syntax, but don't worry. Okay, practice makes a man perfect, right? So with practice, every syntaxes you'll be getting well versed with the syntaxes of Java, and so it seems to be a simple one. Okay, next is object oriented. So I have said you about what do you mean by an object oriented, right? So everything will be enclosed inside class and object. I'll be showing you of how to write a simple print statement. Don't worry. And I have said platform independent. So I have said you a real time scenario where myself and Kritika, so we are good friends, and we have to run a same Java code in both OSs, and it's getting executed. So that's why it is known as platform independent. Okay. So here there is a note which you want to, here is a checkpoint. The thing is Java is platform independent, okay, but JVM is platform dependent. JVM in the sense Java virtual machine. Okay, so don't worry, cool, like we'll be learning more about JVM, the architecture of JVM, and the structure of JVM as well. Okay, JVM is actually an executing engine which actually runs and executes your Java code, and it only helps retrieve the output as well. For example, if you're writing like a simple program to add two numbers, okay, you'll be getting the input from the user, or you'll be giving the static values in your Java code. Okay, and then you'll be performing some task, you'll be writing some logic in order to compute the addition. JVM only picks up the logic from your main method, and then it executes a line by line, and it gives you the output finally. Okay, and yeah, it is portable. Portable in the sense it is similar to platform independent only. So you can it follows WRA rule, which is write once and run anywhere. Okay, so these are all the features of Java. So guys, yeah, it's the question time. So if you have any doubts in the things which we have seen until now, you can drop your questions in the chat box. So just we have discussed about a simple, very simple introduction on Java. Okay, don't worry. It is features as well as a small introduction. So guys, do you have any doubts? And I mean, I just want to let you people, like, is my pace okay? In the sense, like, or am I very fast? Pratik, am I very fast? No, okay. Okay. And may I know, Shriram Kaushik, why you have written like Jai Shriram? Thank you. Okay. Okay. So you understood everything, right? Don't worry, if you're getting bored in between, you can let me know. Okay, so that we'll be moving to some other interesting topics. I'll be also telling you about DSC as well, or some tips for preparation. Can we see some real life examples where Java is used? Yeah, sure, Anjana. Like, how many of you know the company Zoho? Zoho. It's a product based company, right? So actually in in Zoho, sorry for mispronouncing. Like in Zoho, even though we are having like Python for building up the machine learning models and all those things, people in Zoho, they are using Java for everything. In the sense, yes. So Java for everything. In the sense, every product, every software products which they develop, and even they are writing machine learning, they are creating machine learning models with the help of Java. Okay, so Java is that much powerful, and people still use Java because Java is highly secure. Okay, so uh, Zoho, it's one of the good example where Java is used. Okay, even for machine learning they're using Java, and for building their all software products for everything they're using Java. Big companies are still in C and C++, yeah, but in Zoho, people are using Java only. C++, I am not sure. C usually will be using embedded C in IoT kind of things, and C++ will be using it while developing games, okay? Of course, every language has its own unique features, right? Yeah, C++ is powerful, but it has its own domains, right? C actually we use more in IoT kind of domain, and C++ it is mostly used in gaming areas in real life. Okay, and I'm not only telling like Java is only used for software development. Okay, and there are many there are many languages, right? We do have something Flutter, uh, Android Studio we do have for app development, but we can also develop app with the help of Java as well. Okay, and for web app development we have many things like React, Angular, okay, so Node, everything, right? But even with the help of Java and some backend frameworks like Spring Boot and all those things we can develop. Okay, what is the comparison between C++ and Java? Both are oops. Yeah, both are oops concept only. Like the similarity here is, uh, I mean, both are oops concept where everything will be, in the form of classes and objects only. The thing here is in C, we do have, can you start the first coding questions? Coding questions, like, you want to skip me the introduction part itself. Shriram, like in C++, we have the concept of pointers as well. Okay, because C++ is something like the extension of C. So in C++, we have pointer concept and all, but in Java, we do not have any pointer concept. Okay, and for example, in C++, like in order to deallocate the memory reference of a particular variable which is not going to be used in future, we'll be using the free pointer and all. Here in Java we have a default garbage collector which automatically deallocates the memory once its lifetime is over. So okay, so Pratik, do you want me to skip the induction part itself? Because without telling you how actually things work, I cannot go and start with the coding question. Of course, today it's going to be more of theoretical things only. From tomorrow only, at full stretch, we'll be seeing only coding questions. Why is it boring now itself, Pratik? So, guys, I mean, a bit something like a quiz time. Like, I just want you people to let me know in the chat why Java is an object-oriented programming language. See, please don't use any LLMs. Okay, please don't use anything for searching out your answers. Just I have said this is something kind of discussion only. So whatever or whatever you have learned from the previous slides, you can drop it in the chat. If it's wrong, also that's completely fine. I'll be correcting it. Okay, don't worry. Just be genuine to yourself. Just like whatever you understand, you just put it in the chat box. You reference variable in Java, no. We don't have any pointers in Java. Reference variables, like, no, we have anything called reference variable. Actually, reference variable, it is not pointer. Okay, 1 second. A reference variable, it's actually creating, like an object reference only. It is not, reference variable is not pointer. Pointer is something different. Okay, Myresh. Python is streaming language, of course, but if you're preparing for interviews and all, if you're applying for data analyst role or something, the role which is related to data analytics or machine learning stuffs, they'll be encouraging you to code in Python. But if you're going to normal MNCs, like normal companies, you are supposed to code only with the help of C, C++, and Java. So if you're preparing for an interview, if you learn C++ or Java, it helps you a lot in order to, code your DSA steps. Platform independent in the sense, like, because we can use a single Java code, and it can be executed in two different OS, two different platforms. That is why it is known as platform independent. Okay, we want hands-on practice. Of course, we'll be having Anjana, like, okay, uh, follows many concepts of OOPS like encapsulation. Okay, because it uses classes and object method for programming. Okay, Java uses many features. Yes. So guys, you are correct. Okay, so thank you, Mohammed. Sorry, Yuvesh and it's Mohit, right? Mohit, Yuvesh, and Chaitanya for your answers. And guys, I'll be answering a general question afterwards. Okay, so let me know in the last. Okay, because you want to complete the things, right? So now let's see more about the JVM, JRE, and JDK. And guys, if you, I mean, like, Anjana, don't worry. We'll be starting to code from today itself, but from tomorrow we'll be having only coding, not even a single theory. Okay. Uh, so guys, first of all, like, I'll be giving you, like, an overview of what a JVM is. Okay. So I have already said JVM, I mean, it is something, a kind of virtual machine, as the name suggests. It is Java virtual machine, right? It actually provides you the environment where your Java code can be executed. So you're writing some logic, and it is computed, and it is giving you an output, right? So these all things, the main engine behind all these computation work is none but the JVM, and it doesn't exist physically, in the sense we cannot witness the JVM, but that is responsible for each and everything. Actually, here, just now, for now, you keep, you remember this. So the functions of JVM are: it loads the code, verifies the code, it executes the code, and it provides a runtime environment. So don't worry, in the upcoming slides we'll be seeing the architecture of JVM. So that time, while explaining you these things, you will be, understanding what and all these functions, like. Okay, so here they have given demo dot class file. Okay, so for example, whenever you are, like, you will be creating a Java file with .java extension. Okay, don't mind my handwriting. So when you compile it, it will be converted into .class file. Okay, so with the help of command prompt and with the help of simple notepad, I'll be, after discussing the structure of a Java program, don't worry, I'll be showing you after the compilation steps and all. So we'll be creating a Java code with .java extension, and after compiling it, it actually converts it into .class file. You'll be seeing it. Okay, so don't worry. just for now, like you remember these things. JVM, it is a virtual machine which actually does not exist physically, which means you cannot witness it as a library and all. I mean, it is the execution engine behind your Java code, and it provides the runtime environment. Okay, and it performs the following four actions: loads the code, verifies the code, executes, and it provides the runtime environment. And this is the architecture. In next slide, we'll be seeing more on the architecture. Okay, so next, JRE, Java Runtime Environment. Okay, so in the sense, like for example, you are writing, you are building a project. Okay, so in that, you will be using many predefined libraries and all, right? For example, it could be anything, so util or SQL, or you can write. There are many libraries which are present in Java. Okay, so you may use many libraries. So whenever you're compiling it, or whenever you're trying to execute the Java code where you have used many libraries, first of all, those libraries must be fetched, right? Those libraries must be fetched, those libraries must be imported, and all the methods must be ready. So that's that is how actually the code works, right? For example, if I'm going to use my util library, okay, and if I mean, whenever I'm importing the util library, the library gets imported. Okay, in order to import the library, there must be a library set which is available, right? To actually once again, to actually say that this is the correct library name, and all the methods will be loaded. So that is what we call it as the library set over here. Okay, so JVM along with the library set, it is known as JRE, Java Runtime Environment. JVM, it is helpful to execute your code. And library set, there are many libraries which are present in the library set, and those things will help you to import the required methods or the required functions for the libraries which you're going to use in your code. Okay, so it physically exists, and I'll be showing you JRE as well. Don't worry. In Eclipse, we'll be seeing JRE. And next thing is JDK, Java Development Kit. Okay, so it is actually whenever you are going to build a big application or a big project, okay, with the help of servlets, applets, and all those things. Okay, so actually some development tools are required for you. Okay, so we have seen JVM plus library set, together it is known as JRE, right? Plus the development tools, the extra development tools Java provides in order to build your own application with the help of servlets and applets. So all the a combination of JVM, like library set and development tools, comes under the Java Development Kit. Okay, so yeah, before stepping into how JVM works, so guys, I just want you to let me know in the chat if you people understood the overview of what is a JVM, what is a JRE, and what is a JDK. And I'll be showing you JRE and JDK as well. So JRE, JVM is virtually, it is not, it's a virtual machine, so it cannot be seen physically. But I'll be showing you the library set, and also I'll be showing you the development tools which is available, and Eclipse IDE. So like, in order to execute the Java code in your laptop, you can either go for Eclipse or IntelliJ IDE. IDE means Integrated Development Environment, where you can write your own code. Okay, so conventional way of writing it in Notepad, compiling it, that doesn't make any sense now. Okay, or you can also go with online compiler. So in order to use the online compilers, you want to just give online GDP online compiler, or you can just search for Java online compiler. Okay. What about the first assignment of this week? I'm not sure. I'll be just teaching you the concepts, Sanjana. So, guys, do anybody have Eclipse or IntelliJ with you? Yes. So, see, this is my JRE system library. Okay, and I'm having the 22nd version. Okay, So these are our my library set. Okay, and see, these are all the library set which I having. So while installing itself, the JRE library set will be installed along with Java. And these are some of the development tools. It starts with jdk.char sets, jdk.hotspot agent, HTTP server, and all that. So whenever we are like developing web applications or applications, software applications by using applets and servlets, we can use all these development kits. Okay, so these are the JDK and JRE which is present in Java. So, guys, do you understand? Until now, you got overview, right? Okay, cool. Just give me a minute. Just a minute. Oh, yeah. Sorry, guys, for the interruption. Pratik, you're in high Josh, I guess. The spelling, it tells you. Guys, am I boring? This ends, is my content boring? Or is it fine? Or if you are you feeling sleepy? Because as it is theoretical stuffs, no, so I don't understand how it feels when we are hearing like theory again and again. I mean, like, see, we only have, I'll be telling you how JVM works, and then we'll be seeing what is the structure of Java program, and then we'll be jumping into directly into coding part. Okay, and then I'll be telling you what are all the things which is available, and then we'll be seeing data types, variables, all those things, and then we'll start. Okay, expecting more. Sure, Anjana, don't worry. Okay, guys, okay, thank you. Fatafat will complete the theoretical part, and then we'll be moving on with the coding steps. Okay, I'm happy that you people are very you are having more excitement for coding. Okay, so yes, so now we'll be just seeing the overview of how JVM works. So this is the architecture. Okay, so the reason behind why I'm telling even you I mean the theoretical stuffs is that there will be a technical interview round in your placement drive. Okay, so in the technical interview round, so when you have coded your, when you are supposed to clear the DSA round as well, right? The coding round. So if you have cleared the round in Java, or if you are telling I'm good at Java, sometimes they might ask you to rate you at the scale of 1 to 10. Okay, so I mean, like, if you are telling like somewhere from 1 to 5, it means that you are telling them, you are telling to the interviewer that you are strong in the basics of Java, right? Yes. So, I mean, usually what company says is not the quantity of knowledge which you have, it is something like the quality of knowledge, how much depth you know about some concept. Okay. So, of course, if you are rating yourself from 1 to 5, people are going to question you only from the basics in Java. And for sure, there will be a question which involves JVM, because JVM is a very, very important concept when like you're preparing for interview. So that's why I'm telling how JVM actually works. It might or it could help you in your interview, in your technical round. Okay, so yes, so I have said you like uh, whenever you are creating a Java file, it will be created with .java extension, and whenever you're compiling it, it will be converted to a class file. Okay, so after compiling, it will be getting converted into class file. That class file is actually sent to the JVM. The class file, it is only that class file is sent to the JVM. Okay, so for further execution. So the the JVM, it can be subdivided into three parts. One is the loader path, and another one, it is the data area where the memory of each and every process that is executed, that is going to be executed, will be stored. And next is the main engine, the execution engine. Okay, so first thing, in the class loader system, I'll be telling you what is the role of this class loader subsystem. Okay, so for example, in the loading process, what it actually does is, for example, I'm writing a Java code and I have imported some libraries or used some development kits, tools, or I have used some library set in the sense. Uh, before before executing, first of all, I want to import, and I want to import all the methods that is available in that particular library, right? So that is what the loading process will be doing. It loads the necessary libraries, or it loads the necessary development toolkits which you have used in your particular Java code. Okay, so next one, it is the linking purpose. So here it actually verifies your entire syntax of the Java code, and it prepares your code in order to execute. Okay, and next is the initialization. So here, in your code, there could be chances that you will be using some constant variables or some static variables, whose constant variable in the sense the value of that particular variable will be constant in the sense, for example, you're declaring int a is equal to 5 as a global variable, or static int a is equal to 5. You are declaring something like that. The a's value will be never getting changed, okay, in your entire code, right? So its value will be constant. So those, if you're having those type of variables in your Java code, it will be getting initialized. So for example, if you are telling, okay, so if you're telling, if you're giving static int a is equal to 5, then in the initialization process for the variable int, the value will be 5. The value 5 is stored in a variable. So these kind of initialization of constant variables and global constants are being initialized in the class loader subsystem. Okay, so next, it is the runtime data area. Okay, so in the runtime data area, we do have something like method area. So I have said you everything, whatever we are writing in Java, it comes under classes and objects, right? So um, in the method area, all your details regarding your class. For example, see, if I'm having a class student, so here my class name is student. Okay, so I can have class variables. Okay, something like every student will be having some kind of roll number, right? So string roll number, and int marks, or then string name. Okay, so these are all my class variables or instance variables. Okay, so I mean, just I'm telling you basic structure of how a class will be there. Student is the class name. Okay, and I'm going to declare some class variables or instance variables, and then I'll be having my method. Guys, don't worry, in detail we'll be seeing all these things in these days. Just for explaining these things, I'm giving you the example. Okay, method name, for example, I'm having a method public void display, and it is going to like do some particular task. So in the method area, all my information regarding my class, for example, the class name, the class variables which I'm using in my particular class, the method names will be getting stored in the method area. So in this example, in the method area, the basic information, the basic yes, key terms or the basic information related to my class, the class name, student will be getting stored, and the class variables will be getting stored, and then the method, here the method name is display, it will be getting stored in the heap area. Okay, so sorry, it will be getting stored in the method area. When it comes to the heap area, whatever variables you are creating, whatever variables you are creating, and whenever you're getting whenever you are initializing something, uh, the memories are allocated and the value is stored in the heap area only. Okay, and next thing is the stack area runtime. Stack area, it is actually used in order to like maintain the flow of your execution. For example, let's say you are having 10 lines of code. Okay, so like first line you are executing, and second line, it cannot be always be in sequential order, right? For example, if in the 10 lines of code anywhere you are encountering any function distance, it gets skipped. So in the stack area, okay, the the addresses of each and every operation will be stored as a thread. Thread, in the sense, thread is a like a basic unit of a work, like in the sense basic small unit of a process. And thread concept, multi-threading concept, is very important in Java. So if you want to learn more in Java, like you can also go through this concept of multi-threading. Okay, how actually threads work, and how like Java code works with the help of threads. So it is a subunit of a process, it's a small unit of a process. Okay, so yes, in the stack area, the information regarding each thread of which operations or which line or which things must be executed next. Okay, and in the PC register, the for example, here thread one is there, right? So in the PC register, its corresponding memory address will be stored. So if it is thread 2 here, its corresponding memory will be stored in the PC register. Okay, so this is all about the runtime data area. Here you are going to store the variables whichever you are going to create in your heap area, and you're going to store the information about your class in the method area, and then in the stack area you are going to store the information regarding the sequence of operations, how we are going to perform each and everything. Okay, and next thing is the execution engine. So yes, when it comes to execution engine, we're having three important parts over here as well. One thing is interpreter, next is JIT compiler, and next is garbage collector. So guys, I just want to know, like, if you people have any idea on what is meant by an interpreter. Yes, you'll be able to see this video after the class. Double. Guys, any of you here, do you know what is meant by an interpreter? Or what is the difference between an interpreter and a compiler? I An interpreter is used to interpret, okay, but I'm like I'm happy, Pratik, as though it's is it interpret, okay, you have said it from your heart, so like I'm happy about it. Interpreter is used to interpret, okay, interpret what, which convert the code into bytes. Okay, and what is the difference between interpreter and compiler? Do you know that? Mm. Yeah, yeah, okay. You guys. So interpreter is a yes. Mm. So okay. So the interpreter what it does is it actually see you know what is a machine code, right? Machine code or machine language or binary language. We know computer can only understand in terms of binary means ones and zeros, right? So whenever you are writing a program in high level programming language, okay, it is converted to assembly level, and then it is converted into machine level or binary level, okay. Only after which the execution takes place. So interpreter and compiler, they are used to like convert the high level programming language into machine level or to binary level, okay. But the major difference between a compiler and an interpreter is we can get direct answer in the command window. Like I mean, like in the sense, we can even get direct answers whenever we are using computer as well, because C and all, no, C is not an interpreted language. C actually uses compiler, and there also will be able to get direct answer in the command window. Okay. Okay. Yes. So compiler actually, for example, let's say you are writing 50 lines of code, okay, and you're having error in line number 10, okay. I'll be telling you what happens if it is a compiler and if it is an interpreter, okay. So yes, so you're having 50 lines of code. You're having 50 lines of code. LOC means lines of code. In 10th line, you're having error. Okay. So in and compare, what it does is, I mean, it will be executing. I mean, it will be cross checking. It will be executing the entire script, the entire 50 lines, and then only it throws the error, stating that an error is occurred at line number 10. Okay, so it compiles all the 50 lines, and then only like it throws the error. Okay, so in the sense, like the entire even if we have some errors in our code, the entire code is like compiled, and then only the error is being produced. Okay, but if it is an interpreter, what it does is if we are having error at line number 10 until line number 9, like it interprets, okay. I mean, it converts it into machine level. At the 10th line, when it encounters the error, it will not be going ahead with like 11th line, okay. So there itself it like ceases, it stops the conversion of converting from high level to binary level, and it will be prompting the error message, like stating that um you're having message, so stating that you're having an error at 10th number line, so and so the error, so resolve like this, okay. So yes. Yes, yeah, thank you guys, so thank you for your answer, because even in theoretical class you people are very active. Thank you so much. um, okay, so yes, and this is what an interpreter does. Next is JIT. In the sense, JIT is a very very interesting concept. JIT is just in time compiler. Just in time compiler, okay. See, I mean, we'll be like creating a scenario. I mean, because just in time compiler, it is very easy to understand, okay, but the thing is you have to pay some attention to this example, okay. So in my example, like say I'm having 1,000 lines of code. 1,000 lines of code, okay. In that, I'm going to like perform the square of a number for 50 times. So I'm having like 10,000 lines, I mean 1,000 lines or 10,000 lines of code, okay. In that, for 50 times I want to compute the square root of a number. So what I'll be doing, I'll be writing a method in the sense function, where the square root of a number logic will be produced, and for 50 times I'll be making a function call in order to get, or in order to retrieve the square root of that particular number, and in order to proceed with my computation, I'll be 50 times I'll be calling some function, right? So see what happens. We know interpreter in the sense each line, it will be translating from you know it will be translating into binary code, right? For example, 50 times I'm using a particular function in the sense, for every function call, it will be prompted to the method. So if you're writing a method like a square root num, okay, if this is your method name, for 50 times, we want to go to the square num method, we want to, interpret, we want to compile it, okay, we want to compile it, and I mean, it doesn't make any sense, right? Compiling for each and every time. So what this just in time compiler does in the sense, so for the very first time, for the very first time, whenever your interpreter is encountering the usage of a particular method, listen properly, okay, have a note over here. Whenever your interpreter is coming across, or whenever your interpreter is finding any function call, for the very first function call, it will be going to that particular function, it will be compiling it, and it will be storing it in the JIT, just in time compiler, okay. So for this, even for the second time, if you are calling the same function, it will not go and compile it again. It will just go and check the just in time compiler whether it has been already compiled or not, and then it will be taking the compiled code from just in time compiler itself. For example, in line number 1, I have used square num function, okay, and again in line number 10 I have used, and again line number 40 I have used, okay. Let's assume like this. So whenever my interpreter is encountering this square num method for the first time itself, it will be compiling the block the block of the square root num function, and it will be storing in JIT compiler. And for the second time, whenever it is encountering the square num method, or whenever it is encountering a method, it will not go and recompile it. Okay, it will just check in JIT if this function is already compiled or not. If it is already compiled, then it takes the compiled code from JIT compiler itself, or else it goes and it goes and compiles it. So guys, do you understand how a JIT compiler works? It's nothing, like in order to compile a same block of code again and again, what we are doing is, whenever we are encountering it for the very first time, we are compiling it and we are storing it in JIT compiler, just in time compiler. Just in time compiler, it states that, it actually tells you that it is a temporary compiler only, okay. So it is actually done in order to reduce your machine load, and not in order to increase your throughput. So guys, are you clear with just in time compiler? And when it comes to garbage collector, don't worry about the garbage collector concept in Java. In C and C++ and all, garbage collector in the sense, see, you're using a variable, okay. Lifetime and scope of variable, I don't know how many people know what do you mean by a lifetime or a scope of a variable. The variable, the block under which a variable can be used, it is actually known as the lifetime of a variable or a scope of a variable. For example, I'm using I'm using a variable a, okay, and I'm having two functions, two methods. Method name is get name, get sal, okay. If my method name is get name and get sal, okay, actually I'm declaring my uh, a variable only in my get name method, okay. So this is actually termed as local variable. So this is termed as local variable. Local variable in the sense I can access this variable only within this get name function. Okay. So if I'm trying to print here yes, system dot out dot print a, then it works. If I'm giving something here, it actually throws an error. If I'm trying to print the value of va in get sal, it throws an error because here itself my lifetime of my variable is over. Lifetime of the variable, or like the scope, because I have declared the variable only under this method block. Okay, so I cannot use that variable. I cannot access that variable in another method because I haven't initialized anything over here, or I haven't initialized anything globally. Okay, so this is termed as the lifetime of a variable. So whenever we are using in C, C++ and all, we'll be using free pointer. So here memory will be allocated for my int variable, right? After like here my variable scope is over. So next, in order to deallocate the memory which is being allocated to that particular variable, we'll be using free pointer. We'll be giving something like free of a. Okay, in C and C++, but Java, it takes care of everything. Okay, we don't want to give anything called as free and all. It actually like detects the variables whose scope is over, and then it reallocates the memory. Okay, and these are all the supporting things: the native method stack, the method interface, and the method library. These are all the additional supporting things in order to carry out these three important tasks, like loading your class. Okay, like verifying the syntaxes of your java code, importing and loading the required library sets and development tools, and then initializing the constant and the global variables and the static variables. Okay, and then we'll be storing the memories of the variables in heap area, and the flow. Okay, the addresses in which flow you want to execute your code in the stack area, and the details, information about your class, it is being stored in the method area. And in the execution engine only, actually your logic actually starts working. Okay, so interpreter, it is something like we know conversion of high level to machine level, and JIT compiler, I hope you people understood. And garbage collector, automatically Java does. Okay, so guys, yeah, do you people have any questions on how a JVM works? Okay, only Libuja is answering. What about others, guys? Guys, are you able to follow me, or am I very fast? Are you able to understand things? Just let me know in the chat. I'm little fast. Okay, I'll slow down my face. Okay. Okay. So so Anjana, did you understand things, or can I repeat again? What about others, guys? You want me to repeat again? Okay. So others, do you guys understand, or you slept? Okay. Pratik is very attentive. When I ask slept only, he's answering. Okay. Okay, so Anjana, like whenever you're taking JVM, no, like see, shortly I'll tell things. Okay, so whenever you're taking the JVM, you have to be very clear on the three things. Okay, one is whenever you're using make, or whenever you're like making use of a particular library or a particular development toolkit. Meanwhile, others who have understood this concept, okay, for those people, here is a question, okay, in the sense like just let me know how many people have created accounts in coding platforms. In the sense, do you people have any profile in Lead Code, Code Chef, Hacker Rank? I mean, Coding Ninja, something like that. If you have your accounts, or if you are a regular Lead Code problem solver, drop in the chat if you know anything about DSA, or if you know anything about the coding profiles like Lead Code and all. Just let me know in the chat, because after this JVM, I'll be telling you some information about DSA, okay, and then we'll be again getting into the topic, because it will be a kind of refreshing, right? uh, so for 5 minutes I'll be telling you about DSA, and then again we'll be getting into the topic, okay. So yes, conclude JVM, you please let me know about your DSA knowledge. Okay. Yes, Sanjana. So whenever you are compiling your code, okay, .java file will be converted into a class file, okay. So actually, that class file is only sent to the JVM. So with the help of the class file only, the JVM actually it converts that into binary code. It executes things, and then like it returns you the output. Okay, so in the learning system, actually, the libraries and the methods which you have used in that particular code, it will be getting loaded over there. And if you are using servlets or applets, and if you're using any development toolkits, those things will also be getting loaded, okay. And next thing is the linking. So it actually verifies your syntaxes once again. Okay, so it actually verifies, sorry for the interruption. It actually verifies your syntaxes, and it makes your code um, ready to execute. Okay, and then is the initialization process. Like there are variables like static variables or some global variables or constant variables. In the sense, all carry the same meaning. Okay, in the sense, for example, if you're giving static int a is equal to 5, uh, how many times you execute your code, your a variable is only going to be 5, which is constant throughout the code, right? So those kind of variables will be getting initialized. This is what a class loader system does. Next, in the runtime data area, in the method area, the information related to your class, like the class name, what is your class name, what and all your the class variables or instance variables you are used uh, in the class, and what and all the methods do you have in your class, everything will be getting stored in the method area, okay. And then when it comes to heap area, the variables whichever you are creating, all the memory allocations will be done, and all the values to that particular variable will be stored in the heap area only. And in the stack area, the addresses or the operations sequence will be there. So the sequence in which your workflow or your code flow should execute, that will be stored in the stack area. And when it comes to execution engine, the main thing is interpreter. Interpreter, we know, like it converts it into the machine code, the binary code in zeros and ones, and it actually interprets line by line. So if you are encountering an error in 10th line, the interpreter will not go to 11th line for interpreting things. Actually, it stops at line number 10 and it throws you an error, okay. And in the JIT compiler, if you are using a particular method, if you're using a particular function for many number of times, instead of recompiling it again and again and converting it into machine code, it will actually increase your time, and it will actually increase your workload, right? And it makes it heavy. So in order to maintain and optimize the performance, whenever for the very first time a method is encountered, it gets converted into machine code and it is stored in JIT compiler. Okay, so whenever for the next time, if we are coming coming to the same method, in the sense, like for example, it's very simple. See, I'm going to have some method like add. Okay, for the very first time, uh, I'll be compiling the add method. I'll be storing it in the JIT compiler. So again, if I'm encountering any add method, I'll not go and recompile it. I'll be checking in the JIT compiler. If it is present, I'll be making use of it. And garbage collector, here we don't have any pointer concept. So garbage collection, it is done automatically by Java, and there is no need of using something called as free pointer and all. So this is all about the JVM. And the native method interface, libraries, and the method stacks are the supporting things which your JVM uses in order to execute these things. So that's why this actually loads your code. So here we have seen that loads your code, verifies it if your syntax is right or wrong, executes with the help of an interpreter, and it provides you the runtime environment as well. So Anjana, now are you clear? Okay, so guys, oh, so these many people, DSA. How many? I don't know how many people you have answered for DSA and how many people you have answered for the question. Do you have any doubts or not? Or do you understood? Okay, guys. So I'm not sure how many people here are preparing for interview. Okay, but in between this Java session, we'll also be seeing some DSA steps. Okay, DSA in the sense, I know for people who don't know anything about DSA is data structure and algorithms. And if you're preparing for your interviews, please concentrate more on DSA, because that is a place where people are going to test your knowledge on. So if you are attending more coding rounds, it will all be involved only with DSA. Okay, so start solving, start learning DSA, and don't worry, I'll be giving you the resources where to learn and all. Theory, okay, good. So cool. Like, if you know theory in DSA, you have to start coding parallelly as well. For example, if you are learning the concept of linked list, okay, so people are not going to question you on what do you mean by a linked list. Of course, like after clearing your coding rounds, there might be questions based on theoretical concepts in a technical interviews. There might be only. I'm not telling it. There will be for sure. But if you are studying some concept like linked list in DSA, then parallelly you start solving some problems in lead code or in hacker rank or in CodeChef, the problems which is related to the concept which you are studying. Okay, and there are many algorithms as well in DSA. So even learn those algorithms, as many algorithm you learn. For example, if, there will be a pattern for there will be pattern in DSA. Okay, so of course it is something like a big ocean, but slowly you can find out that pattern, you can learn. For example, if you take the concept of linked list, there is some algorithms which is known as tortoise hare algorithm. Okay, so with the help of tortoise hare algorithm, you'll be able to write optimized code for more concepts and more solutions, more problems. Okay, so in between, I'll be telling you, we'll be solving some DSA questions as well, and I'll be teaching you a couple of algorithms as well. Okay, so don't worry. And for example, whenever we are seeing some concept, we'll be seeing a DSA question. Okay, and I mean, why? I mean, the reason why I'm telling the DSA algorithms and we are solving questions means, usually I haven't developed any software product with the help of Java and all. I used to use Java only for DSA, only for coding. Okay, so just learning the language, it doesn't make any sense. Okay, the thing which actually every company checks you is the way how you're building the logic and the way how you're solving the problem. irrespective of the languages, because the languages it used to have the same concepts only the syntaxes will be different. When you take C, the syntax is different. When you take Python, it is different. When you take Java, it is different. But the thing that is common over here is the logic. Okay, so logic framing, okay, and the method or the strategy, the way how you're going to solve a particular problem, it actually matters a lot. Okay, so people who haven't created account, please go to lead code, okay, and create an account today and start solving problems. Okay, start with easy problems. Okay, easy. I mean, for if you're a very newbie to lead code, start solving easy problems, and then go for medium level, and then go for hard level. Okay, there will be there will be even filters. So if you're learning some concepts like heaps, you can go and practice questions on heaps. Okay, and next thing is that for my interview purpose and for my placement resources and what I followed, like I'll be sharing you uh, my my experience or my resources which I have used. So I have used DSA Striver sheet. I have followed Striver, and then only I have prepared when I was preparing for my interviews. Okay, so yes, so Striver's A to Z DSA sheet will be available. So here, if you don't know, just first learn the basics. So it is like something a kind of task list. So just log in, and there here we'll be having more questions. Okay, sorting and some problems on arrays. So easy question in the sense. See here 14 problems are there. Okay, so here we'll be having article, uh, YouTube link as well, and the practice link where that question is available either in GFG or in lead code. Okay, so first whenever you are taking a particular problem, go to that problem link. Okay, just read the problem once, twice, thrice, how many ever times until you understand that question. Okay, so once you are clear with the question, start building your own logic. So first of all, every time whenever you are solving a particular code, don't worry, start with start with brute force approach itself. Brute force approach is nothing but trying out all possible combinations. Okay, so try it out with the help of all possible combinations, and then if you're getting time limit exceeded error, then go for optimizations. Okay, so if you're not getting any logic over here, come to this article and have a glance on it, like the way how uh, to code and all. If you're not understanding after seeing article also, just go to his YouTube channel and check. So everything is given over here: linked list, recursion, bit manipulation, heaps, sliding window, and greedy algorithms and everything. So if you're completing this sheet, not only I'm not telling you have to complete the sheet for sure. If you're solving 75% of the problems over here, you'll be easily be able to crack any interviews. Okay, so this was the thing which I followed DSA. And if you want his YouTube channel, it is Take You Forward. Just Take You Forward channel. So guys, yes, just Take You Forward channel. Don't worry. At the end of the workshop, I'll be also telling you people. I'll also be telling you people about the different interview rounds which we'll be having whenever we take any MNC. Okay, so cool. So guys, does this information was useful? In interview, most of the time Java is used or not. Actually, in interview, it is your language which you are going to choose. So they'll be just giving you problems, and just they'll be giving you the preferred languages. It is your option either to go with C or C++ or Java. Okay. Okay. You have account. Okay, cool. Like you start solving problems, guys. Does this information was useful for you guys? Thank you, Pratik. What about others? Only Pratik is active. Pratik, Sankal, you're active. What about others? I mean, there are many DSA sheets which is available in the web, but just I'm sharing the sheet which I personally referred. I personally used the sheet. So I'm having, the knowledge on what this sheet contains and how the flow of the problems will be. So just I'm recommending you, if you are comfortable with any other sheets, you can go with that as well. Okay, I'm not forcing you people to use only this sheet. Okay. Yes. Oh, great, great. Thank you guys. Okay, so next thing, yes, now again we'll be moving into our own topic. Okay. So a small quiz. What is the latest version of JDK? I mean, as it is something related to, the versions, you can make use of any internet resources as well. But just let me know the answer, guys. What is the latest version of JDK? Okay. What about others? What do you want to critique? What do you want to repeat, Kritika? Okay. What about others? Like, come on, 23. Okay. Okay. 3. What 3? Oh, 2, 3. Okay. Yes, it is. I mean, thank you for your answers, guys. So, yes, it is JDK 23. And Kritika, what? Yeah, no, I mean, I have not updated here. It is JDK 23. I mean, Kritika, what did you ask to repeat? Yeah. Okay. I mean, okay, let's go. Okay, so now let's see how a simple Java program looks like. So, even when I started learning Java, I just thought public static void main. Writing something inside public static void main is something what is known as Java, right? Actually, you have to know why you are using this statement, why you are using a public static void main string arguments and not something. Okay, so as I have already said, here we do have something called as package, right? Package is something if you're using Eclipse or IntelliJ, okay, you are supposed to create your Java file in an correct directory structure. So because of which, first of all, you have to create a package, and inside that package only you want to create one or more classes. Okay, so package is something like package is a collection of classes. Okay, class means we have in class. It's actually we do have many methods. We have many instance variables which is declared, okay, in a class, and the collection of classes something what is known as package. Okay, so here in Eclipse I'll be showing you an example of a package. Okay, so here, yes, these are all my package. Okay, for example, here Java Bootcamp is my package. Here I'm having 3 classes: round robin, student, variables. So collection of classes is known as package. Okay, Yes, public class simple hello. So here my class name is simple hello, and this statement public static void main string arguments. It is actually the way how to declare a method. So whenever you are writing a particular method, like how to write a method in the sense, uh, I mean the access specifier. Okay, access specifier in Java. In Java we have four types of access specifier. One is private, protected, public, and default. Okay, so if you are not specifying any access specifier, it takes the value default. Okay, so first of all you have to give the access specifier which you're using, and then you have to tell whether it is static or not static. Static means you tell static. If it is not static, you just give empty, and the return type and the method name. Okay, to be very clear, like the main thing is access specifier, return type, and the method name. Okay, so here public is going to be my access specifier or the access modifier. Okay, here it is public. Why it is public? So I have already said JVM is a virtual machine which is helpful to execute your Java code, right? So whenever your like JVM is searching for the things which it wants to execute in your main file, it actually checks for the main method. In the sense, it like interprets. I mean, it runs through the entire code in order to check where your main method is, and from there only the execution actually starts. Okay, so from there only the execution of your code actually it begins. So that's why your main method must every time it must be a public one, because if you're giving private or protected, your JVM cannot access it. Okay, so private is actually used in places where you want to keep something very in a secure manner. For example, you are like dealing with a method which is involving some secured credentials or some secure details like password, or something like that, the personal information of a person. So in those cases you will be giving private methods, you'll be using private variables as well, because no one can access it apart from the same class. Other class can never access your methods and variables whichever you are declaring it as private. Okay, so if you're giving public, from anywhere anybody can use that method. So JVM, every time your main method will be a public method, because we don't know where the JVM is. So wherever your main method is, JVM must be able to access your main method, then only your execution actually starts from that particular main method. Okay, so that's why it is given as public. And next one is static or not. So we do have two things, static variable and static method. Okay, and static class as well. So whenever we are seeing classes and objects things, we'll be seeing what a static method is. Here the the meaning of static is, I mean, see, whenever you are supposed to use a particular method, or whenever you are supposed to use a particular variable of a particular class, you can access it only with the help of the objects. For example, I'm having a class student, I'm having two methods over there and three class variables. I'll be able to access those two methods and three class variables only with by creating the object for that particular class. Okay, but whenever we are using a static keyword, it is optional only. Like I mean, we should not create an object, and the variables and the methods are accessible directly, because it tells something like the methods, it belongs to the class itself. Okay, so there is no point of creating an object or creating an instance. Okay, and guys, please remember this: creating an object and creating an instance, both are same. Okay, next is void. Return type is void. Void means nothing. If you're giving int here at the end of your method, you have to return a particular integer variable. You have to give something like return one or return the result data. The result data must match with the return data type. For example, here you should not have the return type as string. and you should not return an integer. Okay, so in return also, in return data type as well as in the data which is written, both must be of same data type. And next is the main is the method name. Okay, and string arguments. So here arguments, like it is the name of the array. This is an array. Array means it is a collection of elements of similar data structure. Okay, array is a linear data structure. I mean, like, don't worry, we'll be seeing what is an array as well. Okay, so here, if you are going to give the input in command line arguments, those inputs will be, getting stored in this arguments array. Okay, so for making use of command line arguments only, we are using this string arguments. And if you're giving system.out.println over here, then this statement will be getting printed. This is how a simple hello world program will be. Okay, guys, are you clear with how an hello world program will be? A simple data structure. Hi Pavan, how are you? Public class Pratik, okay. Public static void main string args. Why double time you're giving main? I mean, what is your doubt here, Pratik? And guys, like one time only you have to give main. Okay. Okay. Array, yeah. Um, and one more thing. See, if you're giving public class Pratik, your file name must be pratik.java. I mean, if Pratik caps, I mean, let's suppose Pratik caps. Okay, if your class is, if you're declaring something like Pratik, then your class name can be of anything, main.java as well. Okay, I mean, this is a note over here, guys. Okay, so whenever you are giving public class Pratik, always your class name must be pratik.java only. If this is not your file name, then your execution will not at all happen. If you're not using public here, if you're just giving class Pratik, you can have anything. If you can have main.java or sample.java or practice.java, it is your choice only. Okay, so yes, yes, you are correct. I mean, I was supposed to say that, Harsh. I mean, guys, there are some, I mean, like coding conventions as well. Okay, so whenever you are, you are, uh, starting to code, just see to that you are following those conventions. So don't worry. By practice, you'll be getting used to it. Every time your class name must be capital, like must be in capital letters only. It must be starting with only a capital letter. Okay, and yes, whenever you are giving a variable name, for example, in the question they have given, you are supposed to use two variable like data or date and name. Please don't give int d is not int string d is equal to something, string name, string n is equal to something. Please, avoid declaring your variable name something like that. Your variable names must be a meaningful one. Okay, so just give something as string date and string name. Okay, I am fine, Pavan. How are you? Okay. Oh, you also said fine. Okay. I mean, what's the reason behind coming in this session? Um, Next, yes. So next, now, guys, are you? No, no, no. There is nothing like that. Okay, so in one code, minimum one class should be public or not. No, it is not like you have to have a public class for sure. No, nothing like that. You can have a, I mean, optional only that usage of the access modifier is optional. You can just give class also. Okay, you can just give public class also. But wait, here So here actually in order to differentiate the things, we are using public keyword here. So here in this file I'm having three classes: department, student, and main. Okay, so I have given public class student, so my class name is student. Okay, let's see what happens if I'm not giving anything as public. Okay, I'm not giving anything as public, everything is just class. Okay, I'm not giving any access modifier. Let's see what happens. It's working. Okay, so it doesn't mean that every time you have to give public class, nothing like that. Even you can have classes without giving the access modifier public, but the thing is, if you're giving any classes public, then your class name and your file name must be matched over here. For example, see in this case I'm giving public class main. Okay, but here I'm giving student.java. Let's see what happens. Here itself it's throwing an error. The public type main must be defined in its own file. So if my file is main.java, then this error will be resolved. Okay, is that fine? Is that fine, Sankal? Shankar, is that fine? Okay. So guys, do you have any doubts until now? And if you people doesn't if you people haven't installed any id, please do install eclipse or IntelliJ. Okay, because whenever you're building your project, it will be very useful for you. No ma'am, what? No ma'am, I mean, Soumya, do you have any doubts there? Okay, so I mean, we'll be creating. I'll be showing you a demo for how to write a simple Java program in Notepad, and how to execute it with the help of command prompt. Okay, so first of all, I'll be giving class main. Okay, this I'll be giving some print statements. Public and Java is case sensitive, guys. Okay, public static void main string arguments um, system dot int a is equal to 5, system dot out dot println the value of a is a. I'll be saving it with .java extension. Okay, so I'm saving it as sample dot java. Okay, so here so guys, here I do have the sample.java file. Okay, where this is something like I'm going to give the value of an integer variable int a is equal to 5, and then I'll be printing the value of a is a. Okay, so see, there is no class file over here. Okay, there is no class file over here. Now I'm going to compile it. For compiling, the command is for compiling using cmd, the command over here is java c your file name dot java. So here in this case sample dot java. Okay, so I will be giving java c sample dot java. Okay, so it is getting compiled, and then no errors are being displayed. It tells us that there is no error in the code. So when you go and see here, class file is created. Main.class file. Why main.class file is created? My file name is I mean sample only. But the reason why main.class file is created in the sense, because here my class name is main. That's why main.class file is created. Guys, are you clear with this? Okay. Here class file is created. Now this class file is sent to the JVM, Java Virtual Machine, and then the execution occurs. Okay, so in order to execute that step, the command here is just type, okay, to run the compiled program, just type Java and your class name main. Okay, so here sample is not your class name. Here the class name is Java, I mean main only, right? So main will be your class name. So just I'll be giving here Java main. The value of a is 5. So this is the way how to like create a simple Java program using Notepad and then to run it with the help of command prompt. Guys, are you clear with this? Okay. Mm, mm, mm. Guys, are you clear with this demo which I have shown of uh, how to write a Java code in Notepad and then how to compile it? Okay. Thank you, Harsh. Clear. Okay. What about others, guys? Once you are clear with this, next we'll be seeing what do you mean by a data type and what do you mean by a variable. And then, yes, we are done for today's class. Tomorrow we'll be starting our class with operators. And for each and every operators, we'll be seeing the coding implementation as well. And tomorrow I'll be teaching you a very interesting algorithm in DSA. Okay? Yes. Anjali, that's Josh which I need. Thank you, ma'am. For what you're telling thank you? Okay. Next thing, data types and variables. Okay, so I mean, I have used the term data type and variable whenever I was explaining the things in the previous slides. Data type is actually the type to which your variable actually belongs. Variable is nothing but a container, or it is something kind of a place in order to store your values, or a container. It acts as a container where it can store your values. For example, if you're giving int a is equal to 5, so a is a variable. Okay, so variable in the sense, uh, the we are going to store the value of 5 in some place, and that variable a acts as the placeholder for that. So that is the meaning of variable. I mean, that is the meaning of variable. Okay, and there are some naming conventions for variables. Okay, your variable must not start with the digit. So you cannot have something like int 6a is equal to 5. No, it is invalid. Okay, and next thing, your naming conventions, I mean, sorry, your variable must not be a keyword. I mean, I guess you people know what is a keyword. Keyword is actually a reserved word, and in every programming language, we do have a set of keywords. Okay, so in Java also we have some set of keywords. For the amazing class, thank you, Pratik. Don't worry, we'll be learning more things. Okay. Um, just like guys, like whenever you're preparing for interview, just like mind these minute things as well, like learn how many keywords are there in Java, because if suddenly interviewer questions you, just tell me how many keywords are there, that time you cannot count now. So now I'll be telling you, now I can also, I mean, I also don't know how many keywords is there. I think 33. I'm not sure about the count, but I'll be showing you. Next, we'll be getting the answer for that question. Okay. So these are all the keywords. Okay. Here, keyword abstract. For that keyword, I mean, a reserved function is being given to those keywords, right? So case, catch, class, do, if else, everything. Okay. So you cannot have a variable something like int if is equal to 5 or 4. No, it is invalid. Okay. And I mean, your variable cannot have any special character other than underscore. Okay. And you can, your variable can start even with an underscore. In underscore, sorry, int underscore a is equal to 5 or 9, it is valid. But int a star, it is all not valid. Okay. Only underscore is allowed. So these are all the naming conventions, or it is not naming conventions, it is the rules for naming your variables. Okay, these are all the rules for naming your variables. And wait, we'll be checking. It's 33, I guess. I'm not sure. Oh, 57. Okay, so 57 reserved keywords are there. Here it is giving 57, here it is giving 60. One second. 67. Okay. 67 is the answer, guys. It is not. Okay. Okay, so you cannot name your, I mean, identifier, variable, everything is same. Okay, so identifier or variable both carries the same meaning, guys. Here is the catch. You cannot have something less in star, I mean underscore is equal to, I mean, 4, it is invalid. But in Python you can do. Wait, I'll show you. in in Python it is allowed. See, underscore is equal to 6. If you're printing the value of underscore, value is 6. Okay, but in Java it is not allowed. Wait, we will check. Int underscore is equal to 7. System dot out dot println underscore. No, it is throwing error. Okay, because even underscore is a keyword. Okay, so it is not being used as an identifier, but you can use something like this, underscore a. If you're printing underscore a, then it works. Okay, guys. Okay, so Gemini is telling it is 57, but okay, Wikipedia is telling it is 68, but Chat GPT is telling it is 67. So let's go with Chat GPT. Okay, so if anybody is asking you, just let them know it is 67 reserved keywords, and if possible, you can also tell this note as well. Okay, because even underscore it is being a reserved only, so it is also treated as a keyword. And you can also, like, add more information to the stuffs which you are telling. As of Java 20, it is 67 keywords. Okay, reserved keywords. Okay, so yes, so whenever I mean, I have said you that variable means it is something kind of placeholder. It acts as a placeholder when it is supposed to store any value, right? Guys, we have only 10 minutes. Don't worry, I'll not make you boring. Fatafat will discuss about the data types. Okay, and the sizes of the data types. Okay, and then we'll wind up. Okay, and then there are 3 types of variables as well, I'll be just giving you an overview, and whenever we are seeing each and every variable, I'll be discussing it in detail. Okay. So yeah, we do have two categories of data types. One is primitive and non-primitive. Okay. In primitive, we have two things, which is non-numeric and numeric. Okay. In numeric in the sense which contains numbers. When it comes to max itself, we have something like whole numbers in the sense. Yes, whole numbers and decimal numbers, right? So integer it is something like it involves the negative numbers, zero and positive numbers. But if we are having any decimal point numbers, okay, we'll be going with floating point data type. Okay. Here in integer itself, we have four different data types. One is byte, short, int and long. Okay. All all these four data types, it corresponds to store an integer value only, but the thing is the different in size. For example, uh, I mean see here the size in bits is given. Okay. For example, all these like all these four corresponds to storage of integer only, right? For example, byte only 8 bits is allocated. One byte is equal to 8 bits. Okay. So in order to store, sorry guys. Yeah, 1 byte is equal to 8 bits. Okay. So here it is given the range of number until which we can store. Okay. So if I want to store the value 1, I can give byte a is equal to 1, or I can give short a is equal to 1, or I can give int a is equal to 1, or I can give long a is equal to 1 as well. Okay, the reason for having the four data types is nothing but the difference in size. For example, for storage of 1 byte is enough, right? Because low memory is being allocated to store the value. Our primary aim is to store the value with less memory allocation. As byte only one byte, that is 8 bits, will be getting allocated, I think it is an optimal option, because whenever we are considering the byte data type, from the number minus 128 to 127, we can store anything from byte. For example, if we are having the number 129, byte cannot support 129 because the range is from minus 128 to 127 only, right? So next we'll be going to the next data type, short. Okay. And yes, when it is a decimal number, we'll be having float and double. So what is the difference between the float and double? Only the precision. Okay. Both it is helpful to carry the decimal numbers only, but after the decimal point, float will be having 7 digits precision. In the sense, after dot you can store 7 digits. Okay. It allows you to store 7 digits. Okay. And in double, 15 digits precision will be there. So if you want more high accuracy, going with double, it is good, but float and double, it also differs in size. Okay. So here float has 32 bits only. So for float, 4 bytes are used, and for double 8 bytes are used. So here it is given in it's given in bits. So 32 means 1 byte is equal to 8 bits. So 32 by 8, 4 bytes. Okay. And here it is 64 by 8, it is 8 bytes. That's why I'm giving here 8. Okay. And next thing, Boolean. Non-numeric data type, it includes Boolean and character. Okay. Boolean is nothing but true or false value. Okay. If you are going to store Boolean, b will be small. Boolean a is equal to true means what happens? it will be getting stored over here. And the boolean, for the boolean data type, it is 1 bits. Okay, 1 bit only will be getting allocated, 1 bit. And character is nothing but you're going to store a single character. It can be, like a digit, or it can be a special character, anything. It is enclosed in single quotes. Either it can be a digit, or it can be a special character, or it can be a number. Okay, but this is not character, this is invalid. Okay, a character is something like we'll be having only a single character. It can be a digit, it can be I mean it can be an alphabet, or it can be an uh, like a special character. And one more thing, see, whenever you are using Python, I mean whenever you know like more than one language, like if you know Python and Java, sometimes the syntaxes and some minute things will be like confusing for you. For example, here for boolean, small t is used, but in Python capital T will be used. Okay, a is equal to true. A. Okay, now here the keyword true, it is capitalized. The T is in capital. Okay, but in Java, if you're giving something like this, means let's see what happens. If you're giving something TRUE, it will be throwing an error because capital T is not a keyword in Java. It is small t. So uh, these are some minor things which you want to. It's not in. It's Boolean, right? So these are the some minor things which you want to keep, because in an interview people will give code snippets, and then they'll be asking you to debug the code or to find the output. So that time, to confuse you, they would have been giving a capital T in Java. Like you'll be assuming that it is a correct syntax, and then you'll be writing the output, right? But actually it produces the error. Okay, so you have to be very keen in these points. And next, yeah, these are the different sizes in bits it is given, and the range of numbers up to which it can be storing. And yes, when it comes to variables, local variables, instance variables, and class variables. Okay, um, okay, okay. So local variable in the sense, for example, if you are getting a method, you're writing a method. Let's take you're writing a display method. So the variables whichever we are using inside a particular method, it is a local method because the instance of the variable lies within the method, so it is local. Okay, an instance in the sense, of course, like inside class, you'll be having some kind of variable. So here, for example, here in student class, we had this, right? This is local variable inside the method we are having, so it is local variable. And this is not class variables, it's just instance variables. So this is instance variables: roll number, marks, and name. Roll number, marks, and name, which we are having inside a class. It is instance variables. And when it comes to class variables, if you're giving something as static, so this is a it is a class variable, or it is also known as static variable. Okay, so these are the different variables in Java. So whenever you're declaring a variable, the syntax is the data type of the variable name, and the value. All the variable along with the value, it will be stored in the heap area. Okay, so yes, this is all about the data types and variables. So people, do you have any questions? Special definition of data type. Special definition of data type, like if you're using data type in the sense like the data which your variable is going to hold. Like for example, if your variable is going to hold a true or false data, then the corresponding type is a boolean. If your variable is going to hold a decimal value, its corresponding data type is going to be a float or double. Okay, so this is all about data type. Can we convert int into boolean or boolean into int? No. No, it is not possible. Okay, so guys, I want you. I mean, just take a. I mean, we'll take a couple of minutes. Okay. I mean, float 4 byte. Yeah. Anjali, did you understand what do you mean by data type? Guys, are you clear with the concepts which we have seen today? Or if you are having any doubts, you can let me know in the chat. Okay. And also, one more thing, I want you people to drop your feedbacks of today's session. It's fine if it is a negative one also. I just want to improve myself in upcoming sessions. So just drop your feedbacks, whether it's a positive one or negative one, that's completely fine. And a small homework for you people, okay? So whenever when you come, and before coming for tomorrow's session, I want you people to go through the concept of binary conversion. Okay, how to conversion of decimal to binary and conversion of binary to decimal. Okay, I mean, because tomorrow we'll be dealing with bitwise operators and shift operators. So, I mean, if you are clear with the conversion of decimal to binary and binary to decimal, then you will be able to, like follow it very easily. So, I want you people to, learn and go through how to convert a number from its binary format to its decimal format, and vice versa, how to convert from its decimal to its binary, and how to represent a number in its bitwise. So bitwise representation of numbers. Okay, so a small homework for you guys, before coming for tomorrow's session, just go through how to represent a number in terms of bits, so bitwise representation of numbers, and also conversion of binary to decimal and decimal to binary. Thank you, Pratik. Okay, guys, before coming for tomorrow's session, I want you people to go through all these things and come. Okay, so that it will help you whenever we are seeing tomorrow's concept. Okay, and only Pratik has dropped the feedback. I want others also to let your feedbacks. Okay, and I hope that you people are clear with today's concepts. And thank you for your patience, guys. Thank you. Okay, if you're having any doubt, tomorrow also we'll be able. I mean, tomorrow also we'll see. But please do drop the feedback in the chat. Okay. Thank you, guys. So let's wind up here. Thank you. For attending the session, and thank you for your patience. You have maintained the decorum. I appreciate it, and you people were active throughout the session, so I thank you all. Okay, tomorrow we'll see. If you are having, I mean, go through the concepts which we have seen today, and if you're having any doubts, note it down. Tomorrow, uh, and before the class, we'll discuss the doubts which you have, and also please go through the bitwise representation of numbers and how to convert from binary to decimal, and it's vice versa. Okay. Okay, guys, thank you. It was nice discussing with you people. Okay, thank you all. Have a great dinner and, yeah, have a nice day. Bye. Thank you, guys.